Alrighty. It appears as if we are live. The audio seems to be working. Let me know if it's not picking up well. There is a bin right in front of it. Not directly in front of it, but right below it. Hopefully it's not interrupting the audio quality too much. Camera appears to be working. Lights are working. Pieces are here. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having an excellent day today. I'm doing pretty good. It's another Sunday sorting stream. We are sorting all the Lego bricks that we can in an hour, which is usually quite a bit of fun. This is the third week in a row I've managed to do the stream, which is a huge accomplishment for me because I'm typically busy every other week, and I want to do this every week consistently. So I'm really happy about that a little tiny bit of consistency. So that's I'm celebrating that, and I'm excited about that, and I appreciate you all watching me while I do this. It can be a tedious chore, it can be a disliked activity as part of being a Lego fan, but the more I do it, the more I'm okay with it. And I'm also I find it's something I can do while still talking to people and interacting with you guys, so I have a lot of fun. So, let's say hi to a couple of the comments here. I probably won't be able to get to all of them. I don't want to get too bogged down. I want to be able to keep sorting while I'm talking, but I'll try and say hi to a few people here. We've got Grumpy J. He is the first one here today. Grumpy J is usually early, but sometimes he's busy on Sundays. Apparently, he's able to comment today, so thank you for tuning in earlier, Grumpy J. We got Brick Mom VA is here. Good to see you, Brick Mom VA. Thank you for tuning in. Cross Airborne Customs is here, and he says third. It's not a contest, Cross Airborne Customs, but I appreciate you tuning in. We've got Rob Claxton, and he's been a member for 3 months on the Knights of Falworth. Thank you so much, Rob. Appreciate it. It's very easy to become a Knight of Falworth. You do have to be on your computer or an Android phone. On an iPhone, it won't let you become a member from the app. But it's 99 cents a month. I try to keep it super affordable. I usually post exclusive videos, behind-the-scenes posts early, so fun stuff like that. And you get those cool emojis, which are all over the place in the comments here. Yeah, Rob Claxton dropping a bunch of them, too. Scrolling further down, we've got Geology Joe. Good to see you, Geology Joe. Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday to you, too. Hope you're having a very nice Sunday. I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired, not going to lie. It's been a long week. Long weekend too. I've done a lot of stuff, done a lot of building, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that I'm on a third week in a row of Sunday sorting, so I'm very excited about that. T Valkyrie is here. Hey, members and Falworth friends. I like the term Falworth friends, T Valkyrie. That's a fun term. It sounds enjoyable. This is something I need to save up for Steven. Hold on one second. There you go. That's part of his Lego Forma set that must have snuck in here. I recognize the shape. But thank you for joining, T Valkyrie. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Whoa, lots of comments. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to each other, chatting. It's always fun when you're watching various Lego streams and someone you know pops up in the comments. You're like, oh, hey, you're here. So it's always good to see that. I know a lot of people who watch my channel are probably coming over from Atlanta Brick Co., but there's other streams too, and I'll see people commenting there, like Rob Claxton. I see him all over the place. He is a well-known commenter in the community, so. Boosted Bricks is here. Good to see you, Boosted Bricks. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. My mom is here. Good to see you, Gloria Erickson. Let's see. Eddie is here. Good to see you, Eddie. Hope you're doing well. I haven't forgotten about my Dune Castle. Well, actually, your Dune Castle idea that I'm going to possibly use. That is still on my radar. I told Steven about it, and he was pretty on board with it, too. So that might be a thing in the future for sure. Keep an eye out for that. What's up, everyone? Sorting as usual myself. There you go, Eddie. Yeah, you must have a lot of pieces, too. What kind of pieces do you collect, Eddie? Is it just everything, or is it like a specific theme? G-Reen is here. Good to see you, G-Reen. Hope you're doing well. Hope your plans for a trip to Atlanta this February are materializing the way you want them to. It'd be cool to see you there. We talked about that for a couple streams, I think. So, Geology Joe says, Brickzar was bad-mouthing Forma recently. Well, I don't blame him. Forma was a very unusual situation. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I just know that the final product is pretty cool if you can afford it. It's really expensive. Lego should have made more. They shouldn't have made it so hard to get. When they do that, you're making something expensive by producing it in limited quantities and limited. You have to go find this link. The more specialized you make it, the less satisfying it is for people who want to collect stuff. So I can understand Brickstar's complaints. He usually has pretty valid ones. So. That being said, Steven has all the Forma stuff. He has every Forma thing ever made, and so I, having not spent any money on it, I'm like, oh yeah, Forma's great. So, but I may not know the whole story. So. Manatee Bricks is here. Good to see you, Manatee Bricks. How are you doing today? How is your Sunday going? Mine's going pretty good. Ooh, there's some glow-in-the-dark pieces from the Bone Demon. That's a big Monkey Kid set. I'm super grateful I picked that up one day in the Lego store. Just randomly saw it over there in the corner on sale. And I'm like, hey, it's like 30% off. I'll get it. And it's got those awesome not black and white. It is black and white, but it has those glow-in-the-dark pieces in it too. Those are awesome. I don't even know where I should put this. I'm not putting it in white pieces. I'll put it in minifigure stuff for now. So. That is a cool piece. I'm finding a lot of yellow dimensions discs. These would be basically the mini builds next to the character pieces discs. So these don't necessarily work unless you have the character to go with it, but they're great for tank battles, and I need the yellow ones for a specific army, which I'll probably post on the Knights of Falworth after the stream, but I don't think it's going public yet because I haven't built the tanks and I haven't gotten too much details nailed down in that. So more on that later. More on tank battles. Very excited to see that come to fruition. Exactly, Eddie. Yes. Dune is more on the forefront of my mind lately. I was rewatching the first Denis Villeneuve movie, and it's really good. So it's a little slow, but the scenes, the atmosphere, the acting is all really, really good. So I think I'm gonna probably lean towards Dune after Tron is done. But Tron comes first. I really want to finish a build before I start another one. I think I confused some people. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday morning when I posted a reel disassembling part of Tron, and they're like, "Oh no, Tron's done. It's over." And I'm like, "No. This is just a rebuilding of one building. I basically rebuilt every single building in Tron at least once or twice, and this is just the next step in fixing Tron up to where it needs to be." So I was telling people, please read the caption. It's all right. Don't freak out. So, yeah, I'm doing good on the Tron Tower. It's actually coming together very nicely. So I will be working more on that possibly this evening. I think I need to go grocery shopping too. So maybe not the entire evening, but that's proceeding better than I thought it would. Already making some substantial progress. I posted a story on my Instagram before the stream. So doing well in that, excited about that too. Lots of good things happening today. I'm in a good mood, despite being a little tired. Some nice blue leaves from the Dreams sets. Very useful. This is a nice gun piece that would normally go on my UFO saucer, so I'm going to set that aside in minifigure stuff. There's some more red pieces. There's a lime piece from the stable of Dream Creatures. Definitely collecting a lot of lime. I know some people don't like the color lime in Lego as much. It's like that's not their favorite, but I really like it. I think lime is cool looking. I think it'll look really cool in landscape scenes if done right. Hashtag Guncraft. Exactly. Grumpy J knows what's up. Grumpy J is our #1 Guncraft supporter on the Tank Battles live streams on Atlanta Brick Co. It'll be a few weeks before Guncraft gets to play again, but that's okay because I really want to work on the tanks and do some new things and upgrade them to their fullest potential. I want to be able to do a good job for our supporters and fans. So. Nexus to Zach is here. Hello, hello. Hashtag Joy of Destruction. Oh, no. That's the wrong team. That's the wrong team, Nexus. They're the bad guys. You should know better than that. No, Joy of Destruction, they beat us pretty badly last game, not gonna lie. Even with all the support that Guncraft had, the Joy of Destruction was just shooting better. Chris was landing all his shots. There was nothing me and Harrison could do. The other team's got good aim. You can't do that much. Fall Equinox is here. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. What's funny, so on Instagram, it showed me one of Autumn's recent posts, and it showed her character Krista with a sling because she had been injured fighting Chaos. And the last time I had read Krista's comic was when she had just fought Chaos and then it disappeared. And it left on quite a bit of a cliffhanger. And so I didn't know what had happened. I was like, what's going to happen? Oh, no. And weeks went by, and I didn't see the follow-up post, which was the conclusion to the whole story arc. And so I backtracked and found it. So now I'm like, oh, goodness, thankfully Krista survived. I was so worried that Autumn had killed off one of her main characters. So that was not the case. And if you don't know what I'm talking about at all, no worries. Definitely go check out it's Equinox Blocks on Instagram. That's her Instagram name. She has a great running series about Coalescent Bay, which is a cute little town, kind of a touristy town. And it's totally worth checking out. And don't miss major plot points like I do, because you'll be left hanging needlessly. But that was kind of a fun thing that happened this morning as I was scrolling Instagram. So wrong has been righted. It's all good. I now know. Let's see. Daniel and Joe are the bad guys. No offense, Brick Mom. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they kind of look like bad guys. Have you ever seen their logo and the stuff? I mean, they're basically Lord of the Rings orcs and Dragon Knights. Those are like the villains in every Lego scene. So, I mean, they're leaning into the villain aesthetic. I think that's what they're trying to do. So. Malacorp, exactly. Shakes fist in area. Malacorp, they kind of support the Dragons team. But I think they really just hate my team. Malistaire is just out to get the Gungans, and it's not fair. But life's not fair, and I'm learning to deal with that kind of prejudice. But yeah, it's quite the drama, actually, 10 titles. It always manages to sneak into the conversations here. The live streams are pretty engaging if you can catch them live. I'm always either at work doing the live stream, or I've been battling the past couple of games. So that's I haven't been able to sit back and enjoy one. I think I might. I might have to do the commentary for the next one. We'll see. Even if I'm not playing, I might have to do the audio, because the people who normally would do that are going to be playing. So here is an interesting piece, collection, and technique. So these are little Technic connector pieces. They're old school, old light gray pieces. Here's what one looks like if I can get it free. And so it's got studs on the side, and it's got a Technic pin area right there and an axle point at the bottom. And one of my old friends in the UK, his name is James Pegram. He's on Instagram and Flickr. He has some great builds. I don't know if he's building as much anymore because his sons have gotten a little bit older. But he developed this cobblestone pathway technique and has collected a bunch of these pieces. They used to be cheap. Now I think they're a little bit harder to find. And it's really cool looking. So if you need a weird pathway for your mock, great idea if you can find these weird old Technic connectors. I have some of them. Whenever I see them, I grab them because I know of this technique. I think there's even a newer version of this which allows you to do a similar thing, but I'll have to double check on that. All I know is those old pieces work great for it. And there's a nice hair piece. It's pretty cool looking. Make a great fantasy character. Wow, dope technique. Yeah, it was pretty mind-blowing back in like 2013 or 2014 when he first posted it. James was ahead of the curve on a lot of cool techniques back then. I need to check on James, see how he's doing. It's been a few years. I actually got to meet the guy in person one time, despite him being over in the UK, because I went to Scarebeck the same year he did, and we got to meet. It was really cool. He brought a few vignettes. I brought a little castle. It was great. So. Man, blast from the past on that one. Seeing that technique, talk about James. Sometimes I think my memory is not great, and then sometimes I remember these random facts from years ago and can just talk about it like it's yesterday. Does anyone else have that? I think I have that. Of all the posts to miss, yes, Autumn, I missed your conclusion to your epic finale, and oh my goodness. The Instagram algorithm really isn't showing me what I want to see these days. It's like, oh, here, we'll show you every post in the series except the one that's the most important. I had to go back and find it. It might just be that I was busy at the time and wasn't around when you were posting, wasn't looking at Instagram. Sometimes I'll be off the grid for a little bit while I'm working, or what if I'm traveling? If I'm driving, I won't see my phone all day, you know. Things happen, but thankfully I've seen it now. It was great. It ended in a very satisfactory manner. I was really worried that too many major characters would get eliminated, although there were some losses for sure. Ah, Nexo Knights. Ah, ah. I hope Rob is still watching. Ah! All right. Throw that garbage away. I didn't throw it away. I just threw it in the minifig stuff. Got some light azure. Very nice. Might need that for some projects coming up. Yeah, I'm happy with the progress on Tron. That's very uplifting to see that come together so quickly. I'm using regular old base plates for the interior structure. And the reason I can get away with that now is because the lights that I'm using and the pieces that are basically covering the lights, those Nexo shields in that kind of opalescent light blue that I have a ton of, are working fantastic. And it means I can just build on a regular surface and make it look like it's glowing with transparent light. So it's really cool. And because of that technique, I'm able to build in a much sturdier, lighter way with regular old base plates. So I'll hopefully do a follow-up Tron update for next week if I get a little more progress done this week, so I can explain what I'm talking about without just leaving you all scratching your heads. I tend to explain things in a complicated, poorly described manner, so it's a nice little container piece. Yeah, a little bit of purple. Some nice mountain pieces in this bulk brick. I've just got one large bin of bulk that was in the thumbnail too. I think this will keep us busy the entire hour that we're streaming. We've already been streaming for 16 minutes. But if we can get down to the bottom a little bit, I'll consider that a big win. It's all really nice sized pieces. It's nothing too small, nothing too big. So it's sorting pretty conveniently. Whoa, texture, exactly. I think you were talking about the pathway technique earlier. The memory thing gets worse the older you get. Yep, that's right. That is what I've heard. It's true. My memory is bad. I feel the fish to the cat. I feed the fish to the cat. Exactly. Yeah. I think my problem is I meet a lot of people at conventions too. So I'm constantly having to. I don't have to introduce myself anymore, but people are introducing themselves to me, and I'm trying to remember their names, and I typically forget them because I've just met a lot of people. So if I remember your name, it's some sort of miracle. You must have a memorable or easy to remember name. Ooh. So here's a unfortunate Sharpied clone. Now, me and Steven didn't have any Star Wars minifigures growing up. This wasn't us, but we somehow got this maybe in a bulk bin lot or something. He doesn't look good, though. He looks pretty rough. I'll put him with the other minifigs, but I don't think he'll be used in any mocks anytime soon. A little too past use. Malistair, a.k.a. Malcorp, is here. Then bought the chat. Oh no! Well, unfortunately, there's no buying of chat here on our stream, Malcorp. We're just sorting Lego. You're welcome to join in, chat, and comment. We were talking about you earlier, though. If you can read I think you could probably scroll up and see it. Malcorp, Malistair, hater of all Gungans. Yeah, I got some Gungans you're not gonna like coming out soon, Malistair. The Gungans will rise again, stronger than ever before. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to Malistair. I have 248 students this semester. Wow, Geology Joe, that's crazy. I try to remember at least some of their names. Exactly. Try to remember a few of them. Or just be like, hey, buddy. Hey, dude. That's what I do. I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Even if I can't remember their name. It happens more often than I'd like. Let's see. Mixes. Marco Forth. I own the sorting room now. Oh, dear. We've sold out to Malcorp. Exactly. Henry the Horse is here. Good to see you, Henry. Garth Smith is here. Does Steven still have copies of his book? He sure does, Garth Smith. They're still for sale on Amazon. You can go to his website, Brother Steven Builds, and buy them right there. Or you can even buy them at Atlanta Brick Co. in-store. And he might have, if you go to a convention and there's an Atlanta Brick Co. or Orlando Brick Co. booth, there should be a few books there too. So you can usually find Steven's books in a number of different places. Definitely check out Steven's Instagram, and you can find out his website from there, brotherstevenbuilds.com. Definitely still for sale. They are print on demand. Here's a fun story with this little piece of build here. This is part of the Dots sign making kit, which is like a $40 or was a $40 kit with a couple blue base plates and some great colored dots. I bought it because it was a good deal. And it wasn't even on sale. I just think $40 for like 500, 600 dots is a good deal. So I did Live, Laugh, Love, and it, of course, ended up in the bin. But it was fun while it lasted. So I don't know if I want to take the time to disassemble all of that off the board. I might put that in minifigures for later. I'm going to cheat a little bit on this stream. But another fun memory. Not a problem. The Gungans are just terrible. Oh, dear. The Gungans are just... What did Brick Mom VA say? Mouser, thanks for supporting the Right Tank Battles team. Oh, no. Not the Dragons. They're the worst. They're like the Patriots. Oh, no. Well, actually, I think they're playing either the Galactic... Well, they have played the Galactic Reefers. I think they've only played Guncraft. I think they're going to play either the Droid Destruction or Galactic Reefers, and they'll probably get a much tougher challenge than the Gungans. So we'll see. Hopefully they do well. We'll see. If Malcorp is there, they should do pretty well. If Malcorp can make it to the stream in person, they'll be fine. Can you buy a signed book from Steven from the store? You may have mentioned that already. If he's there, he is happy to sign anything you want him to, including his book. You just have to buy the book, and then he'll sign it for you. But yeah, so absolutely doable. And Steven is, if we're in the state and at home at all, he's going to be working on the weekends. So if you come at a Saturday or Sunday, you can usually see Steven there, and he'll be happy to sign anything if he's there. Or if you know it's going to be at a certain convention, for example, we'll both be at Atlanta Brick Con in February, and the books will be for sale there at the booth, and you can go get one and walk it over to Steven, and he'll be happy to sign it. So it's definitely doable, and you can even reach out to him. His Instagram, he doesn't usually respond as quickly as some people would prefer. And yes, but if you know he's going to be somewhere and you have a chance to buy the book, he will be happy to sign for it. It is pretty cool to have a little signed book. So Malcorp buys everyone except Guncraft. Pretty much. I think Malcorp kind of prefers the Dragons as their team because they got a T-shirt that would suggest that. At the same time, I think Malcorp will also support anyone who is actively battling the Gungans. So yeah, which is a lot of people the past few weeks. So. Yep, that's my synopsis of it. I'm sure Malister will let us know in the comments. Grumpy J, I own 51% of Grump Defense Corp now. Oh my goodness. Who will stop Malister? His evil power is growing every day. Oh boy. Yeah, Tank Battles is pretty fun. I'm hoping I can have some sort of recovery before the end of the season. At the same time, you know, somebody's got to go down like a champ. And the Gungans are pretty good at that. They lose with dignity and honor of sorts. It's at least entertaining to watch them blow up. A bunch of loose pieces here. There's some plant elements there. Cool. I may buy one and send it to Steven to see if he can autograph it. I'm just so far away where I live. Oh, well, so Geology Joe, to save you back and forth shipping, if you just want to order the book and ask Steven to sign it, you being a ABC super fan would get that preferential treatment and you get it signed and shipped to you without indirect mailing back and forth. Because California is a long way away. It'll probably be a while for me and Steven are ever in that area. They don't have a lot of conventions there. If they had conventions there, we would be kind of able to fit it into our convention schedule. But as it is, we'd love to go over there and see you guys, but that's the only reason we would be over there right now. So. Yeah. So when Steven builds these cool little oceanscape scenes, they look great, but they use so many different little random colored pieces on the surface, and it's super annoying to sort them out. So I will be working on this chunk for a second, I think, if I can even get the pieces off. Those one by one round tiles. Oof. Is there a brick separator around? No? Oh, there's one. There you go. That'll work. Nice thing about the Lego Studio is there's usually at least one brick separator somewhere. There you go. Ugh. So much effort for one piece. Okay, that one's kind of cool. There is a satin colored little pearl opalescent piece there. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna put that in transparent. One more tile. There we go. And a black one, and the rest is tan. There we go. Well, we are 26 minutes in. We've still got about 30 plus minutes going on before we wrap it up for the day. But got some good sorting done already. Did a little bit of before, like off camera, before sorting. And that went pretty well too. Only for about 20 minutes, 15 minutes. But just wanted to get my bearings, know where all the colors are supposed to go, so I'm not thinking too hard about it during the stream. Although at the same time, I do stop and have to think, oh, where do the blues go? They're over there. Purple's over there. There we go. Black piece, the trans blue, and blue, and purple. My union workers are loyal to I only, says Grumpy Jack. Union workers. Well, Guncraft is the team of the people, that's for sure. Bricks Cascade is the only West Coast Lego convention worthwhile. That's what I've heard, Nexus is Zach. There used to be Bricks by the Bay, but they stopped doing it after COVID. I think they just got like 1 year out of the loop, and they're like, let's not do it anymore. So. Let's see. I know it's not Mark. To me, I thought it would be funny to say Mark of Falworth. I don't get it. What? Off-camera sorting? Well, yeah, for like a few minutes before the stream started. I wanted to get some pieces in the right bins so I know what colors to go. So I don't have to think about it. Like tan goes over here. Yellow goes right in front of me over there. Blue goes over there. That way I don't have to think too hard. If I have to think hard while I'm trying to talk, it's not easy. Let's see. Oregon is doable. From where I live, it would be like a 12 to 14-hour drive, but it would be fairly cheap plane ticket. Oh, there you go, Joe. Yeah, that's kind of like us and the East Coast. It's not too hard to drive up to Virginia or even up to Chicago for a single day. So it's a doable drive. Yeah. Sometimes I wish there were more Lego conventions. At the same time, if there were too many, they might lose their charm a little bit. So at least we've got a couple we can go to in the United States. I think other countries might not always have it so good. There are plenty in Europe, from what I gather, but other places might not have them. So, like I think there's a couple in Australia. The rest of the world, I don't know that much about. I've never been there. I'm not like Josh and John Hanlon, who go to every continent they can. I think they have been to every continent now, too. It's pretty impressive. I'm meaning when I said third, I thought it would have been funny to say, oh, no, it was funny Cross Everyone Customs. I got it. I understood. About the third joke. A lot of commenters would like to say first. I get that. Hoping that I find a bunch of dark tan pieces in here. I'm finding a few of them. But that's a color that I need a lot more of if I want to accomplish certain Dune-related projects here. I might have to go to Bricklink or even Lego.com and order some pieces in bulk. We'll see. Might have to invest a little bit in dark tan. Want to get some giant sandworms built, and I just don't think I have enough to do it right now. Need to acquire more materials to accomplish this project. Don't want to spend tons of money on it, but might be worth a few Bricklink orders just to see it really well done. And if it's movable enough, I could bring it to conventions, and it could then, make it all worthwhile. Here's some more blue leaves. Never going to complain about those. Should make a tree with some blue leaves at some point. That'd be pretty cool looking. Here's a cool tree piece there. Oh, not in orange. Red doesn't go in orange. There we go. Nice black pieces for Tron. Here's a stickered element that goes right there. Geology Joe, would you say that Oregon is a stone's throw away? Oh, man. That's the problem of being called Geology Joe. Like any rock or stone jokes, they got you. That's pretty funny. Stone's throw away. There's some nice light blue. That's a cool color. Unusual piece there, too. There you go. Get some transparent elements off of that one. That goes in the bulk bin beneath me over here, because I have too many of those to go in the black bins. Otherwise, there'd be nothing but those in the black bins. So there's a glow-in-the-dark piece on there. Glad I spotted that. A little glow-in-the-dark 1x1 round brick. Going with the other pieces there. Ammunition for tank battles. Very useful. Good to have. There's a couple cool tiles here. Bunch of bricks with studs on the side from the Friends Downtown Flower and Design Stores. That's the name of it. Took me a second on that set title. Here we go. That was a very good Friends set. I kept it together for a while, but eventually I knew I wanted those pieces for building projects with. G-Reen says, can't wait to hit some of those US conventions. I've been to so many in the UK, but even the UK's biggest is nowhere near the size of a medium-sized US one. Wow, interesting, G-Reen. I knew there were a couple conventions in the UK. At least you got something, but yeah, I think you'll be impressed by the ones in the United States. Brick Fair Virginia and Brick World are very impressive. And Atlanta BrickCon, I think, is going to be a third biggest soon. It's already bigger than Brick Rodeo. It's already one of the bigger ones in the East Coast besides Virginia and Chicago. I think it's already bigger than Brick Slopes. So it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool people. Trying to convince some of my Canadian friends to make it down. We shall see. It's a long travel time from some places, but at least it's got that big airport that's not too far away. So theoretically, flights aren't as bad as it could be for some places. So. In theory, anyway. See, Malster says, how is Tron progressing? Oh, we talked about that earlier, Malster, but I'll reiterate it for you now. Let's see. You have a plan for revamped buildings? Curious to see how you make such structures strong and resilient. You'd be surprised, Malster. So, because of some new techniques I've adapted, basically the ability to put those very flexible fairy lights inside of buildings means I don't need as many transparent layers to help get those trans light blue pieces there. Those larger Nexagon-shaped pieces of Nexonite shields in a satin trans blue are also super useful. So the two pieces there allow me to make the building out of just regular base plates and then just cover it like it's all illuminated. So it's kind of hard to describe, but hopefully I'll do another update video and you guys can kind of visualize it. All I know is it's turning out very well so far, and progress is going faster than I was expecting. So should be on track for final Tron appearance. Well, not final appearance. The finalized Tron appearance in Atlanta BrickCon. So should be all good to go and look fantastic. That's the goal. Yeah. Got some nice dark brown pieces there. There's some cool stickered elements there. Those can go in there. Got a little bit of a Monkey Kid restaurant here with some chopsticks and some bowls of dinner here. Some soup, looks like. Separate these out. A little bit of dark tan, that's good. Put those over there. Let's see. More comments. Oh, wow, a lot more comments. I was stuck up there. Let's see. Man, it's been my dream to go to U.S. convention since 2013. I think I've seen like every Beyond the Brick video ever. Well, that's the nice thing about Beyond the Brick is if you can't make it to a convention, they usually have some videos of some of the highlights to see. And they used to do like full convention tours. I miss those videos. What happened to those? But yeah, so that's at least our one consolation. Like I wasn't able to make it to Brick World this last year, and there were a lot of cool builds, and at least I got to see them through YouTube. That's pretty nice. I'll definitely be streaming from Atlanta BrickCon on this channel in February. So those who aren't able to travel this year can at least see some of the cool things that are there. Even if it's from a screen. Yeah, hopefully one day you can make it out here. Michael T.A. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I definitely will. I've seen plenty of U.S. convention tour videos and streams and the such. I know for a fact that I'll be there for... I'll be in for a treat when there. There you go. Yeah, one day. We'll make it one day. Hopefully one day. That's what I've been saying about Scareback, although I have been one day. I was there in 2018. I want to make it again one day. It's a pretty cool convention, even if it's a little on the small side. Ooh, that's a nice piece. Nice big dark tan. 2 large dark tan plates for some sandworms later. A little bit of dark orange. We've been streaming for 38 minutes. If you haven't already, please like the video. That's the only way YouTube algorithm recognizes I exist. So, much appreciated. If you have, no pressure if you don't want to. If you don't want to, it's okay. You have free will. You're able to do whatever you want. There's some yellow, some transparent pink, some dark red. Some good colors. There is a cool piece. That's a metallic gold rounded tile. Very useful. I think that's from the Thanos gauntlet. I bought, I think it was 2 or 3 of those just for the metallic gold pieces because I knew those would be useful one day, probably for big machines or mechs or other things. So not going to let that one slide. It's definitely an affordable set at Atlanta Brick. Wow, built 20% off. Mark, where is all this bulk that you're sorting from? Previous mocks, or is there something you find such random parts there? So that's a great question, Julie. A lot of it is mostly mocks or projects that has been taken apart, but I also buy a lot of bulk too. I work at Atlanta Brick Co. It's a big store that sells Lego. If you're from Europe, it's going to be a little bit boggling to think about something like that. It's very different. But in the United States, it's just a bigger version of things like bricks and minifigures or things like that. So we have really good deals on bulk brick. And I get store credit every now and then just for working there and having worked there for a long time. It's part of once you work there over a year, you get a certain amount of store credit per a couple weeks. So because I get the store credit, I buy sets. Usually, I like to get built sets. They're super affordable. They're usually like marked down 20% off. And so because they're really good pieces, I'm buying those. I'm getting all sorts of things like this plant golem here was part of my haul video. I got him very recently. I threw him in the bulk, and now I'm going to use those pieces, all those good little green tiles for landscapes. Is perfect. So that's pretty much where most of the bulk comes from, is having a big collection and building a lot of mocks, and from buying a lot of bulk at Atlanta Brick Co. So I just try to get as many pieces as possible, many useful pieces as I can. There's a nice dark green. But eventually we'll use most of it. Me and Steven do build a lot. But some of it we may never use. Like some of these pieces might never come out of the bin. But at least we have them if we need them. And we get them pretty cheap. So there we go. A little bit of dark blue. Nice big black brick for Tron. There's some of the Rock Raiders geode right there. That's pretty cool. Rock Raiders build was pretty special. It was pretty especially heavy. That's why it didn't last too long. I know better now. Broken Bone Bricks is here. Good to see you, Broken Bone Bricks. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Thank you for joining us. There's a cool mushroom topper from the Dream set. That's a nice piece. There we go. Some printed tiles. The small James Bond car has a great amount of silver tiles. Yes. I've been looking at some satellite sets from I think it's the Discovery Space Shuttle. It has a satellite with it. And they look pretty cool because they got all those silver pieces. And I have a project in mind that would need a lot of silver pieces. I don't know if you've ever seen the second Dune movie when the Emperor's ship comes down and it's this giant silver ball that just floats onto the surface of the planet. It's really cool. It's not the Death Star. And I want to build that in Lego, but chrome silver is almost impossible to find. Metallic silver is very expensive and just hard to find, rare. So it's possible in metallic silver, but it's just not probable. So one day I'll splurge on some BrickLink and make it happen. I think I calculated it and it would be several $100s to do, so it might not happen immediately. Old Man in the Bricks is here. Good to see you, Old Man in the Bricks. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Hope your Sunday's going fantastic. Mine's going very well. I'm getting a lot of sorting done. I'm very happy about that. So I'll probably have a lot more bulk for years, but I will say I have 2 giant bins over there, right? And one of them is still full, mounded full. But one of them is almost halfway empty, which is really good. So consistently doing streams has helped a lot in putting a big dent in the bins and at least giving me more room to drop sets in. So the end is not in sight, but progress has been achieved. There's a nice Indiana Jones whip. few more blue pieces. There's a nice Technic support piece. Put that in Technic. I was looking up the prices of flex tubes earlier today, because I was thinking I might need a bunch of tan ones for a project. I won't say which. You could probably guess if you've heard me talk about Dune any length of time. But flex tubes are pretty common in the more common colors, like brown is not too bad, reddish brown. Black is pretty common, yellow, blue, red. Those colors aren't too hard to find, especially in longer lengths. But tan is almost impossible to find. There's like 2 tan flex tubes that came in sets from what I can tell. One was Dino Attack, and one was the first wave Star Wars. I think it was Gungan Patrol. Had 2 of them on the back of the Cadu as like a little detail. So they're like $5 to $10 each for a tan flex tube, and I need hundreds of them. So I'm like, that's not going to happen. Need to figure out a different solution because I can't. It would be impossible. It'd be so expensive. So gonna have to figure out a different solution there. But starting to calculate what sandworms would cost to build. It's not pretty. It'll be as big an accomplishment as Tron was or as Rock Raiders was. No smaller, no easier. Yes, the Emperor ship would be awesome. Eddie, when I saw that come on the screen in IMAX and float down to the surface of the planet with all the majestic music in the background, it was like surreal. I'm like, I immediately knew I got to build that in Lego someday. Like, I got to build that in Lego. I got to do this. And I have Bricklink studio files of it fully built, fully realized. But that's one of the few things I've ever designed in studio to see if it's feasible, and it is. It'd be the size of a basketball. It'd be huge. But yeah, one of these days. Just like they were saying earlier about coming to United States conventions. One of these days. One of these days. Here's a dark green door. That's a pretty cool color. Put that in the green. A little bit of tan and dark tan. There's some useful dark tan pieces. A little bit of Bionicle going down by my feet. That's where the Bionicle pins have rested. Teal window. Old Man the Brick said, it is. Kid has been home from college this weekend, went fishing this morning, now just chilling. There you go, Old Man the Bricks. That's nice. That sounds like a great time. I remember I used to do a lot of fishing when I was younger. Lego has since kind of taken over that niche and that amount of time that I have, but I have fond memories. There's a cool mushroom topper there. That's going in plants, I think. That's pretty neat. We are at 47 minutes of streaming time. Not too bad. Still got a little ways to go before we reach our hour time limit. Here's a new color windscreen. That's pretty neat. Another reminder to like the video. I think T. Valkyrie would say something about that. Yep, she's still here. So. The flex tubes would be game changing. Exactly. The flex tubes would be. If I could use those for a giant filter feeding mechanism on a giant creature, that'd be kind of cool. But I don't think it's feasible right now. I'll have to figure out a different solution. I think I have one, but I don't think it'll be as perfect as flex tubes would be. Maybe I could twist somebody's arm at Lego. Maybe I can reach out to some of my Lego designer friends and be like, hey, you know flex tubes? They'd be super cool and tan. It's just saying. I really feel strongly that your set will sell better if you put tan flex tubes in it. I mean, I would buy it. Maybe you can use tan candle pieces and or tan bars. That's a possibility, G-Reen. I did want to get some curvature on said pieces too. I think I'm going to end up going with dinosaur tail pieces. It's actually not this middle piece, but the piece that goes on the end, the curvy one. And I think I'm going to end up using those. if they're the right scale. But we'll see. There may be some other part solution entirely that works better. I wonder if Rob Claxton is still watching, but there's some Nexonites. I think my blood pressure just doubled. One day, I'm going to conquer my demons and make a cool Nexonite mock. But that day is not quite here yet. There's some nice white slopes. Those are so cool. I know RR Slugger, one of my favorite YouTubers, he hates big curved slopes because he likes the old school blocky design, which I get. But I'm a child of the early 2000s. That's when I grew up, and that's when I was in my peak Lego fan years. And I like these big curved elements because they were all the rage back then. And that's what I remember. So, different strokes for different folks, as they say. There's some fantastic hinge bricks. Super useful for all sorts of stuff. Same as that. I'll need more of these. That's a specific angle of piece that is very useful for the triangle building that I'm working on right now. Putting that right in there. I'll need probably a few more. There's one of those curved bricks I was talking about. In transparent light blue. Another mushroom topper. Let's see. Wish we could just force Lego to make the pieces we want. Yeah, if only there was some way that they would listen to the fans about what pieces they want. But no, they're pretty specific actually. Like I've talked to Lego set designers before, and they're always like, the biggest thing is you get a limited amount of pieces you can work with. They do not produce every piece in every color all the time at all. Far from it. You get a limited amount of things you can do because of production. Producing the pieces is the expensive part of making a Lego set. So it's interesting. So if you see a piece you need and it's available and you have enough money to get it, don't hesitate, because down the road, it might not be so easy to get. It's worth saving up pieces, even if you're not going to use them immediately. In an alternative reality, Mark does fishing streams instead of Lego. Honestly, I could do that. My dad still loves to fish. That's basically what his hobby is. So me and my dad would probably do a lot of fishing if I was still into fishing. That is his hobby for sure. I think that's what my ancestors did. They probably did a lot of fishing. Well, we still have a ton of parts in here. We're at 52 minutes, so there's absolutely no chance of me sorting all of this the rest of today. However, we put a dent in it, just like I said we would. I prophesied that we would get a dent in it, and I would be happy with that. And that is what has happened. As the prophecy foretold. There's some nice transparent elements. That's probably from elves with that specific point configuration and the hinge there. That was probably the background of an elves landscape. Black hinge goes there. Man, elves is so underrated. I'll talk about elves whenever I can. I won't too much today because it was very random that I brought it up, but I could see myself collecting all the elf sets one day, even though they are definitely aimed for, you know, feminine types. So they were aimed at little girls. Garth Smith says, agree. This Sunday sort has helped with my Lego sorting. Well, there you go, Garth. That's awesome. That is fantastic. I know there are several people who like to sort Lego on Sunday afternoons, and they sometimes tune into the stream. So that's great. I know it's helped me. A little consistency at sorting really helps. Because in the past, I would just do kind of like big waves. I'd do it for like a couple days in a row. That's all I did was sort. And that kind of kind of dealt with it mostly, but I feel like this is a more balanced approach. So it's good. Malcorp says, next to Zach, Malcorp found that 6 days ago, but we aren't sharing. We also solved the world hunger, cancer, disease, and faster than light travel, but we are Greedy Corp, not sharing. Malcorp has solved all the problems of humanity, but is not interested in sharing them because they're probably not profitable enough. That's what's happened. That's why they're called Malcorp. They're not called Good Corp. They're called Malcorp. Oh boy. There's some nice red bricks. Useful red elements. There we go. Another Technic support. Azure. We got some pink. There's part of the cactus cat plant thing. Technic. Now, let's see. Nebula, Engineer, Core, Plasma, Cannons, and Kroll, Ion, Torpedoes. Grumpy J's is just naming random crazy weapons from sci-fi to try and think of something to stop Malcorp. Or you can just not sort and embrace the chaos. That's one way to do it. That is for sure one way to do it. I think if I embraced chaos here in the studio with all the pieces I have, it wouldn't work. I think I've gotten used to at least having basic color sorting, so yeah, I need to sort every now and then to maintain the right parts and material supply. Here's an interesting relic. This is a flexible arm from an early UFO tank that I had. This would have been 2019, 2020 I was using this. So pretty cool. I will save those guns though. Those will be useful. And these will all go in Technic as well. I think I could use those for all sorts of things later. Having a super flexible arm like that, you'd think they'd be the best, but it's absolutely not because it's too flexible. It's just like you're not getting a very good aim with it if it's just all over the place. So having a more locked in gun is actually a lot more consistent when firing at specific targets. So, put that there. There you go. Nice gold trident. Let's see here. A little Nexus. Apparently you did summon me. Yep, Morgan is here. Good to see you, Morgan. Glad you could make it. We're still here for a couple more minutes. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope your Sunday's going very well. Oh, Geo Joe's got to go. Thank you for tuning in, Geo Joe. Really appreciate you. Let's see. Hi, Morgan. Bye, Morgan. Exactly. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I sort by colors, but man, I'm starting to push that system now. Ziploc bags everywhere. Oh, yeah, exactly. Sorting by color has its downsides for sure. Depends on how you do it. I do, too, also have a bunch of Ziploc bags in certain bins, and that's not fun. Excuse me. Must have been my protein shake from earlier. So here's an interesting Lego relic. You'll find old mocks like I was talking about earlier. This is a prototype of a pink dragon that was never finished. It was probably just lost. And then Steven started again and finished a different pink dragon. And that was given to Julian Smith, a.k.a. Pink Bucket Nation, on Instagram and YouTube. He does streams often Sunday evenings. And so, yeah, that was made for Julian's giant pink castle, which is sort of still exists, at least in our memories. I don't think he brings the full thing anymore just because it's a lot to transport, which I get. I know what it's like to bring big castles places. Here we go. There's a nice landscape that looks like the more recent Mandalorian themed sets. Some nice gray plates in there. Very useful elements. Let's see. Malcorp. They're still talking tank battles. You guys, that's coming up in a few days, guys. Don't worry. This is the sorting stream, not the tank battles military discussion stream. It's all right. They're excited about it. That's good. Ziploc bags and bins. Haha. More of a Ziploc bags all over the floor person. Oh, yeah, that can happen too. Hey, Mark, can you say hi to my brother Matt and nephew Elliot, who are visiting from New Zealand? Whoa! Matt, Elliot, how you doing, guys? Hope you're doing well. You're from all the way to New Zealand? You're from New Zealand visiting the U.S.? That's crazy. How long a flight is that? But hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a great Sunday. And if you're watching this, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. All the way from New Zealand. Wow. That's I know a few people have been to New Zealand. I'd love to visit one day. There's all the Lord of the Rings stuff is there. That's worth the trip alone, but it's also a super cool place to visit from what I'm told. Just everything's like beautiful and looks cool. The people are all nice. Sounds like a great place. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any Lego. Well, there might be a Lego convention in New Zealand. There's definitely some in Australia, which is like in the same general area of the world. So I'm sure it's not that close when you get there, but on the map it looks closer than here. My brother is originally from California with me, but moved to New Zealand 20 years ago. There you go. That's still a long ways away. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, any friend or relative of Morgan's is absolutely welcome here. Let's see. Oh, Malistar's got some comments. The moon is just a hologram now. We sold it to Wayland years ago. That's hilarious. 12 hours nonstop flight by the look of it. Yeah, that'll do it. Good day, Lord Banhammer, the only person Malcorp considers an equal. There you go. Yeah, AI Morgan. Watch out for AI Morgan. He will answer the trivia if no one else does. I love Morgan. You know, he'll give people a fighting chance. He doesn't answer it immediately. Transparent elements. Some nice pieces there, actually. Oh, we are over an hour now, so we're probably going to wrap it up here. I got carried away chatting with friends. But yeah, hopefully you all have had a good time sorting this afternoon, this Sunday sorting stream. I've had a good time. I've gotten a lot of pieces. Actually, I think that's from the castle. Got a lot of pieces sorted. Put a big dent in this bin. There's still some left, of course. But we'll take care of that another day because we've been over an hour. Thank you all for joining. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be doing this again. It's some future Sunday. I don't know if it's going to be next Sunday because I might have some things going on. I know I've got some D&D going on, so that'll be fun. But I can't guarantee next week, but super glad to get 3 weeks in a row. And yeah, have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll see you around. Bye-bye.